Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. We're getting started in our usual co-working session. We do 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off, roughly. Usually I work the way through. I'm on a little bit earlier today than usual because I have a lot of stuff that I want to get done. So, hence us being here. It's been pretty snowy the last 24 hours, so my husband is digging us out of the snow as we speak. There we go. Okay, so Monday, January 26th. Cannot believe this is the fastest January ever. It really, really was. Comparatively to January's past, that's for sure. Today's right before. Be right back. Let me do that. There we go. Okay, hello, hello. Yes, I will when it's at the very bottom. Hi, Rosemary, welcome, welcome. But we're being timed. We have 15 minutes, about halfway through, maybe like 5 minutes left in the timer. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenna. I do co-working sessions basically for those of you who also work from home or just want a vibey space to hang out and enjoy doing something productive, even if it's relaxing. Rest is also productive with your time. This would be a good time to do it. There we go. Hello, hello. Hi, how are you, Tarun? Welcome, welcome. Working on my tech empire as we speak. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, yeah. I'm here, the weekends I take off, but I'm here Monday through Thursday, 1 to 3 Eastern, which is my time. Whatever that equates to you, so you know for next time. But yeah, I should put that in my bio, actually. Oh yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 12:34 p.m. So you're like 11 hours ahead, if I'm doing the math correctly. Yeah, so it's almost 12:30 about. Yeah, I know, right? That's so crazy. Sun and moon energy. Yeah. On the weekends, well, I like to do a lot of like house stuff. Anything I can get done around the house. I usually Saturday nights and Sundays, usually I'll be out and about. I went to Broadway last Sunday. So I go to the city every now and again. Things along those lines. Pretty simple, standard weekend stuff. How about you? Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Sweet and so, yeah, what a dinner it would be. Oh, what dinner would it be? Yeah. Oh, an Insta. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm not much of a, I'm actually an introvert. So when I'm not on, like, never take, if I never answer DMs, don't take it personally. I have like a lot unread in that folder. Um, but yeah, I usually find like, I don't know, what dinner do I usually have? I don't know if you were asking or not, but let me know. It depends. Hi, Phil. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Let me see. Oh, my messenger. Oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah, Asia. I love that. I love that. So I am, I guess, in the short vocabulary, a spiritual strategist. So I do a lot of work with small to medium-sized businesses and people one-on-one to learn more about their spirituality, their astrology, and their human design. So right now I also do like a lot of content for work. So because my business is primarily online, so right now I'm doing some content management and getting back to some people that commented on my reels and shorts from yesterday. So that's what I'm working on right now. I have to actually flip this. So Rosemary, you'll be happy to know I'm flipping it now. One true friend. Yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. Oh yeah, that sounds so cool. I love any books like that. I have to get up on my reading game again. Yeah, pizza. Oh, vegetables. Oh, oh yeah, with the peppers too. I love that too, actually. That's a good combination. Yeah, I really like that. I like like balsamic reduction, like to dip that. And then ranch dressing is like a big thing in the US. So I don't know if you're familiar with that, but like the ranch plus pizza thing is very big here. So it's very unique, very random, but it's big here. States have Google Play. Works that people use. People use both. It's more so Apple Pay with iPhones, and then Google Pay with Androids is like more of the common usage. India, yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I like Lincoln Park too. Lincoln Park was really popular when I was younger. Yeah, I have visited the White House. DC is like if you're from like the East Coast of the United States, like I am, DC is a popular like place to visit, especially with your school. Like a lot of schools in the Northeast, because it's a bus ride or train ride, will take certain students down, like as a reward you could go. But yeah, it's a interesting place to be right now in the U.S. Not a lot of people are visiting it's a volatile time is the short and sweet of what I'll say. I'm planning to be a great friend of mine. Oh my God, yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, he's not a fan favorite here. Hello, I'm a Pisces too. Yes, I love that. Hi China, welcome, welcome. Oh, is it a holiday for you? Scorpion. Oh, I love that. Hi Marco, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm a fellow Pisces, as you could maybe probably tell in all my blue. I love being a Pisces. I feel like we're very creative as much as we can be logical at the same time too. Leo, love a good Leo. Hi John, welcome. Yeah, as a Pisces, we're very emotional. I feel like we are born and we feel very old, like old soul energy. So we see that too. Yeah, intuitive. Yes, absolutely. Scorpio, I have a lot of Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio moon. So if you guys know your moon sign too, that's also helpful to know. But Scorpio is very intense. A Libra. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Also, I always say to my fellow Pisces, I'm like, the older, I said to somebody the other day that I work with, I was like, the older we get, isn't it nice that people, yeah, exactly. I feel that. That's exactly right. The older I get, the more I feel like people understand or expect me to have wisdom. But because we've lived every life for the last of the zodiac. So being able to have that. But Leo's, you guys, so every sign of the zodiac is ruled by a different, right? Exactly. Thank you. Yes, I love that. But every sign of the zodiac has a different planetary ruler, and Leo is ruled by the sun. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So you guys are known as luminaries. So it's why you attract attention, even if you don't necessarily want attention. Thank you. I appreciate that, my fellow Pisces. So when we're looking at Leo placements, it's like, okay, if you go out, you know you're going to get recognition in some way. So who is it that you want to be recognized by? What do you want to be known for? Who do you want to be loyal to you or appreciative? Loyals are also very creative too. Or Leo, excuse me, are very creative too, as much as they are loyal. But yeah, Libra, it makes sense you like the finer things in life. Libras are ruled by Venus, so you guys like a Venusian, just more like everything to be as beautiful as possible. So I love that about Libras. I have a couple close Libra friends as well. But let me know if you have any other questions as I'm typing away. I'm answering comments on my TikTok, which for us in the US, I don't know if it was for you guys that have TikTok in your corner of the world. It went down for us last night because for us in the US, it was like the app was sold. So you know how it goes. Oh yeah. So Virgos are our sister sign. So basically it means that they sit opposite the zodiac for us. So I have a lot of Virgos in my life too. We get along with Virgos really well. It's yin and yang, like they ground our water, right? So it's like where earth meets water, kind of like we're the water of the ocean, they're the sand on the land, that kind of energy. They kind of create a grounding or helpful boundaries on our water to make sure that we don't get too carried away. I definitely used to be more like that, like I'd get carried away with my ideas and then I would burn myself out. But yeah, it's a great way to describe it. So please feel free to use that and share that with your Virgo. But yeah, I get a lot of Leo placements, Scorpio placements, Libra, and fellow Pisces too. But yeah, I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. I'm Aquarius rising too. I'm very emotional internally, but I'm definitely more, I come across as a Aquarius rising a little bit more detached than I actually am. But it's finding that balance of I'm very sensitive. I would say sensitive more than emotional. I'm not I'm not always crying or things along those lines, right? So I can be emotional, I can cry, but I'm I'll be I haven't cried in a while. But yeah. balance for me or being one. I don't know what you mean. Or like, do you need help with like balance being emotional as a Pisces? Yeah, yeah. It's a very emotional time in the world. There's a lot going on in a lot of places, not just my country, but like in a lot of like for all of you respectively. And I think with the news too, like it's nice because it connects us, but it's also we learn a lot of information at one time that we're trying to process. And then even just outside of that, even if there's nothing in your exact like town or city that's heavy emotionally, we can feel that too. Oh, I'm in the US as well. Okay, so you also know. It's a very emotional time. I'm like focused on how I can be of service to my people in a way that just creates us a space to like land and settle a little bit. But yeah, it's very intense right now. Oh, Nevada. Okay. I'm on the East Coast. I bounce around between New York, New Jersey, that area. So you see, yeah. It's like I think it's important again as Pisces, it's like just enough to be informed, but not so much where we become so emotional that we become like unable to do anything, because it can be really hard to find that balance, you know, and figure out like what is it that we can do. I have a lot of friends that are from other countries. My husband is an immigrant from Cuba, so you know it's a lot of this stuff right now hits closer to home. And you know I have an online presence, so I also try to be aware of how much I say. You know, my husband's okay, but I have, you know, people in my life that are a little bit more nervous than others, you know. Oh, there you go. That's so funny. Two Pisces with two Cubans. I love that. I love that. That's amazing. So we found each other in our corner. The algorithm was like, you have to meet each other. That's so funny. Yeah, we used to work together. I feel like as a Pisces too, also like I've always dated like people that were from other cultural backgrounds, like Arab or Spanish of different varieties, like always kind of like different. You know, my one New York white boy was like Italian and Polish at some point in time, but yeah. Oh, Taurus. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Is May 8th his birthday by chance? Mine's in Aquarius, so his birthday's coming up. But yeah. Oh, cool. Oh my God, that's such a cool blend. But I feel like having that, like because we can, it's like we're water, right? So it's like water just pouring into a different vessel. Oh, May 1st. Okay, cool. We take shape with whoever we're with, right? So it's like knowing how to have our waters flow in a way that feels like we can relate to a bunch of different people from different backgrounds too. And I like that about YouTube also. Like it connects me with people that are more broad. I used to really only stream on TikTok, but I ended up coming over here more so just because of the nature of it. So yeah, wow. I know. I understand that. Yeah, there's a lot of like literally and metaphorically I can feel like that too, but that's so good. I think just like shedding the old scales, right? Like shedding that off is important for sure. However you need that rebirth. Nevada is, I feel like the closest I've never been to Nevada, but I've been to Arizona, and just the whole like vortex thing I felt was really like was very real. Oh, okay, cool. Yes, that's amazing. Yeah, I need to tap in more to reading more about Buddhism. I feel like there's a lot of Buddhists on here too, that find me in the spiritual vein of things. So I'll brush up on my Buddhism knowledge. But it's been a while since I've dabbled. I took a world religions class in college way back when. Yeah, sounds good. Oh yeah, likewise. I'm excited. Thank you, thank you. I try to be knowledgeable. I like having a more diverse perspective. I go in and out and through doing a little co-working session here because I get all like my admin stuff done during the day, and I also like having the accountability to be here. So yeah, but thank you for being here. Nice to have you as a part of our crew. I have a couple regulars that'll bounce in and out, so they'll be on. Usually I start at 1, so it's a little earlier for me. Welcome, welcome. I have been to London. I've been once. I've been to Paris twice, London once. I love London. I would live there. I want to go back. Yeah. Any old memories of childhood? I have lots. Hi, Vasu. How are you? Yeah, so it was pretty bad. It was good because the snow was powdery, but we got 2 feet of snow. So I don't know what that is I don't know how to translate that. 2 feet. So 1 meter is 3 feet. So almost like 2/3 of a meter. So yeah, send some spring weather this way. Send some spring weather this way. He works in business. Yeah, he's a businessman. But yeah, it was nice because we didn't lose power. So if it was icy, we would have lost power. But you could see I have my little bed set up for my furry boy here. But the snow is pretty high. It's just hard to tell because of, like, not knowing where the ground usually is. But yeah, we had 2 feet of snow. So I'm glad you're enjoying the warm weather though. Aquarius, hi Hannah. Oh, Hannah, yes, you're my reflector, right? I'm actually in the process of responding back to comments right now. I'm sending you a hug because it has really been very complicated for the last 24 hours. I feel for you. Getting too far. Oh, Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota is literally on fire, metaphorically literally on fire right now in the US. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah. Yes, okay, so you know the translation. That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's oh, I know. Well, my Aquarian, I always say my Aquarian humanitarians, like you feel, especially as a reflector, like talk about being a person that feels the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like you guys, I really feel for you guys right now. For all of us, like, you know, in our own varying ways, but like that, I always say for reflectors, like what chronic illness do you have? Because like you having an outlet for, like you feel sick when the world is sick, so it's like really especially so where like that weight, wearing the weight of the world on your shoulders, so having proper support, which is a challenge. I'm not saying that that's easy to find, but as much as you can find support or people that support you, the better. So, you know, in my small way, I'm happy to be of support in some capacity, but yeah, it's easier when you have like people in your environment around you. So no, yeah. 500 US dollar. Well, it depends on like the size of your home, and like our electricity bill was higher this month because it was Christmas time. But we don't have, in Cuba they have like planned times where the electric goes down, but in the US there's not planned times for the electricity to cut off like that. No. We probably would be better off for it. It would help to preserve our environment. Yeah, I wanted to ask you this, but I forgot the last time around. I keep having this weird feeling of feeling lonely. Yes, that's so crazy. I was just talking about that. Like when I was filming today, I was just thinking about talking about that. Amidst crowds and being comfortable when I'm actually alone, I'm starting to feel more like in my 30s. Yes, so at no load shedding, no. So Aquarius season is all about remembering or reminding us to remain in our autonomy. So even when we're amidst larger groups of people, it's important for us to remain aware of what I say like our North Star is. So what is our purpose? What are our beliefs as an individual? And not to get lost in like too much of the like a hive mind mentality. So even though we can have larger overarching beliefs that are similar to other people, like each of us can walk down the same road, but we each have a different pair of shoes on, right? So whatever our shoes are that we feel most comfortable in walking in, it's going to be different from somebody who maybe likes to walk in higher heels. Maybe somebody has knee problems and they need to walk with a little bit of an aid. So it's just a little bit of a metaphor to kind of describe like we're meant to feel always a little bit different from everybody around us. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It becomes a bad thing when people get really insecure about being different from the people around them and then try to really in a harsh way force or shove their beliefs onto other people. You know, we can see a lot of the ways that that's reflected in the world, but I like Aquarius season to remind us, like even when I think it's the difference between knowing the difference between being alone versus lonely. I think that there are moments where like really to understand the deeper level of that is like, what are you yearning for when community makes you feel lonely? Hi, son. And maybe there's different groups of people that you can kind of find that reflect that a little bit more accurately. But yeah, I again, for me with 3 planets in Aquarius, I'm kind of familiar with that, where it's like I've always kind of been, thank you. I've always kind of been a little bit of a like, I don't know why I come across as different, but I know that people don't register me always the same in groups of people. Even on the internet, like even like the way that I use these lives on YouTube, it's like different than like the normal lives that you would see. Because I go on the live feed on YouTube here, and I've seen some crazy stuff. But they're like, oh wait, like I feel like you guys don't like it being here. Hi Eric. You're like, oh, this person is like relatively normal. But you know, not to say that there aren't normal people here too, but like there's some funny things that you'll see on the internet in that way. So, you know, but yeah, let me know if that perspective helped you at all, Vasu. But that's the way that I look at it. Yeah, that was always it. Aw, thank you. I didn't see. Oh, wooden oh yeah, Pashimas. Yes, I have a couple. I have one. I have one from when I visited. Not wool. I have a wool one from when I was in one of the times I was in Ireland. And then I have one from Turkey, as well. They're very. I love them. They're so beautiful. I'm gonna actually start. I want to start sewing again and making like taking apart some of my old clothes and like sewing. So on some of these lives, you guys will also see me here with my mannequin doing a little bit of sewing and things like that too. Your perspectives are beautiful. I already call you sensei for that reason. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd like that, so I spend a lot of time thinking, and I try to make sure that the time that I spend thinking is about productive things versus being an overthinker, which is easier said than done. I had to train my brain to be like that, but I like to read too, and I think that reading and then just having a general curiosity about other people, other cultures, and the way that other people live their lives outside of us, like that's always been more exciting to me. And you know, it gives us all a little bit of a better worldview too. But I'm thankful for you for saying that. Thank you. I'm gonna write that down. Like 47, 27. So I could go back and screenshot your comment. But yeah, it's definitely, at least here, I think globally we're also feeling it. It's been like even traveling has been interesting for a lot of people. I think a lot of us on the earth right now feel that we're kind of going through this sort of metamorphosis and we don't really know what's on the other side. So we're just doing what we can to make sure that we feel like cautiously optimistic and hopeful in the right ways. So yeah, you may have missed one of my prior comments. I continue. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. Let me go back. Oh, making sense. Oh, the toughest challenge is I can exercise self-validation or not seek validation or having expectations from others, but I fail to apply this with my closest family, like my parents. Well, yeah, parents are like the ultimate, metamorphosis as well. Yeah, okay, yeah, right? I'm glad that resonated because I feel it's like a shedding. And I think of this too, like I think of, I had a grandmother that actually was supposed to, I just got the chills, or my great grandmother was supposed to come over on the Titanic to the US from Ireland, but Ireland and then where it left off from. But her sister had a baby and she ended up staying. So it's like, I think of how like I wouldn't be here if she got on the Titanic potentially because she was, third class, like at the bottom of the boat, second or third, I don't actually remember. But we weren't like a rich family. And I've been thinking about how like in that kind of context, how every generation of our ancestors has had these moments of like whatever their hard was. It's just interesting now because historically they didn't have technology in the same way that we do now, where we're aware of it in real time in terms of what's going on outside of our immediate neighborhood, right? So it's like, because I remember thinking about the Holocaust and remembering thinking about my grandmother being alive then and saying like, how could she not, like, how are people not doing anything? But they didn't have like the awareness. And so now what's challenging is that we have awareness, but it's harder, like it's not easy to just like hop on a plane for somebody and go and do something. So it's like figuring out how we can help and those ripple effects of change in our corner of the world. So whether you pour that love into animals or into, taking care of your friends and family, it's like doing what you can. But I'm sorry, I use that as kind of like a tangent. Yeah, exactly, right? I didn't mean to have that tangent, but when it comes to your parents and not, because specifically we were talking about feeling on, so I find that for generally the people that I connect with, so even if we're not close in the same age, I'm in my early 30s, and I don't know how old you are, Vasu, but basically for our parents' generation, or for those of us who are like knowledge seekers, right, like that are interested in learning about other people, a lot of that comes from and having conversations like this. A lot of the reason we are like this, 32, okay, love that, yeah, a lot of the reason we're like this is because we weren't understood by our parents or our immediate family. So we search out ways to understand ourselves because we didn't have somebody growing up that really understood us in the way that we knew that we wanted to be understood, or in the way that we kind of inherently see the world and can understand other people, right? And that happens for different reasons. Like, I love my dad, but my dad was like, had to work a lot and was like very much in the mindset of like providing for his young family. So he didn't have a lot of time outside of that because he was put in like a survival situation for most of his life, right? So even in, if you think of that and think of how your parents, may relate to that, or maybe you grew up in a little bit of a different socioeconomic situation. But for a lot of our parents' generation or working class parents, like they didn't have the skill set to have even the time. Like my parents just didn't have the time to spend the time to get to know us. Now, because of that, even if we don't have the time, it's something that our generation as millennials makes time for because we know that it's important. And I think remembering that, like having that balance, having that balance of looking at, like I can have empathy for it, but I can also, it's like two things can be true at the same time. We can have empathy for the older generations not understanding us, but we can also be aware that we have that emotional need where it's important for us to be seen by the people that are closest to us as our family. And so it's like, what is that, like that comes down to, similarly to what I was saying earlier, like what do you need from those relationships, and understanding, like a huge thing for me that I really learned, like my late 20s, is like to really look at people for where they are and not hope that, especially for family, that they'll change just based on the potential of who you think that they could be, right? So romantic partners or parents, like you have to look at them for like who they are, who they've been up until this point. And as people get older, if they haven't been known to be people who change easily, they're probably not going to change. So you have kind of two options where you reallocate some boundaries with them, or you kind of decide like, okay, I know that I have to have these certain boundaries, or like maybe I just need a break from them for a while. Like you have to kind of figure out like what variation of boundary mentally, maybe even if it's not spoken out loud, that you need to have with them, or expectations of that my dad always said, like expectations build resentments. So we have certain expectations of our parents. Their core is built, it's been probable they'll change. I understand. So it's like, no, now that you know that, right, it's like, okay, what version of you as Vasu needs to address the situation, either emotionally, internally for you as a mindset shift, or is it worthy of having a conversation? Do you feel like you want to have a conversation? Tarun, I'm a single Dawn, though. My parents take care of me, vice versa. But by God's grace, I'm a silver spoon, though. Myself, a self-made guy. Yeah, I love that. And I think that's it. It's like, I find a lot of my like friends or people that I know or clients of mine that had a little bit of like, were able to have like a silver spoon. Like I wasn't, my family wasn't like really struggling growing up, because my mom was able to stay at home and take care of us, and it was just my dad that worked. So like I feel like I'm kind of like, I have a perspective of having friends that were on like both side of like the economic spectrum. But when you have like a level of financial support, there's this pyramid that I keep thinking of as I'm talking, like in my mind's eye. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, MASLOW''S. And basically it's like levels. So when people, like where my husband's from, being in Cuba, they have like basic needs that need to be met. I have one younger brother. I'm oldest daughter. But that, like, when you don't have, like, you're fighting to make sure that you have food, shelter, water, clothes, you can't access a level. Often you can still think about spirituality and whether you believe in Christianity or not, like Jesus, as a figure of society, like he reached spiritual enlightenment because he was aware that like he didn't want to have to worry about, he didn't care about certain types of clothes, right? Or things along those lines, or people who are like Buddhists, like they can reach more spiritual enlightenment, right? Like Buddhist monks, because they are taken care of. So you see, hi Melissa, welcome. Nice to see you again. Right, like I think that I don't have to belabor that point, but when you are somebody who grows up with a level of struggle or poverty, there's less ease in being able to get there unless you have that mindset that's kind of like almost ancestrally primed. Like I feel like it's like the mindset of like culture, depending on your culture too, of like how disciplined or how driven or ambitious like a person wants to be. So you know, I am very different from, like, my brother and I are very different, and my mom and I are very different. So I have like a complicated relationship with my nuclear family, like my parents and my brother. I don't have, or like really, I don't talk to my mom or my brother, but I do on and off with my dad, especially now because he's sick. So, you know, I had to compartmentalize them in my brain to say like what version of me is healthiest and what does my relationship look like with them, because of that. So I've thought about this a lot, Vasu, so I'm able to. Yeah, Happy New Year, Melissa. Yeah, I'm so thankful to YouTube algorithm. Me too. If I was in your high school, we would have been great friends. Aw, yeah, thank you. I feel that. I feel that. Pisces, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, I think it's just like, my husband is February 19th, so you guys are a day apart. I forget what his the Chinese zodiac is, but I'm a Pisces too. I'm a March Pisces though. But yeah, Pisces, I was saying how we're emotional, and like learning to be in tune, but not like be in tune, but not, cry all the time is an important thing. Russ Pisces. Mom, dad is amazing. Me single, so I'm proud of my work. Yeah, I love that. And it's good to have that support, you know? And I think like not letting, like Tarun, like I've been saying this a lot, especially because I have a lot of women that I work with more one-on-one that are married, and they have this ability to start to have, like use it. There's nothing wrong with being in a better situation than somebody else. It's like using it to that advantage and like helping people where you can along the way, is my biggest thing. Yeah, thank you for being real and vulnerable. Absolutely. I mean, listen, my experience, like I always say, there's a lot of people that like, just because I wear it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. You probably have heard that quote before. And so, you know, for me, it's like I can sit with that sadness, but I also know that like as an individual, I'm an ambitious person, and I have like high expectations of myself in a good way, not in a way that is negatively unreasonable, but being able to have that, you know, like knowledge that like for me as an individual person outside of anyone else, right, that homogenization versus individualization we were talking about, that's important too. Oh, 71. I see 1971 all the time. I don't know what it is about, yeah, a little younger. I don't know what it is about 1971, but I'm like, maybe I had a past life in that year or something, or I was like a cool disco dancer or something then. But yeah, 1971 was a cool time. And I love that, like, I wish that I had more, like, I wish I could have experienced that era. Especially as a kid, it seemed like it was so fun. This year, my goal is touching 1 million from $850K. I just crossed my ringer to touch that. Oh, yay! Congratulations! I love that. That's amazing. Best year ever. Yes, I love that. Yeah, it's the same with me. I try to compartmentalize my equation with my parents, but the other side of my brain says there's limited time you have with them, and empathy takes over fully. Yeah, and I think, I know, I always have that, like, I think having that internal conversation is important. You know, in my situation, I don't like to be disrespected or talked down to, and like my family that I don't speak to is like not reasonable. So there's no like agree to disagree with them. It's like you have to say that I'm right or else you're wrong and we don't have a relationship, you know? So it's like I don't do like ultimatums in relationships in that way, like doesn't leave room for us to be human. And so for me, it's like I know that like my heart, and I know who I am as a person. So for me, if like my family has something negative to say, or they're really painting me in a certain light based on their pain and what they don't have resolved. There's also a lot of like mental health issues going on there for my family. Like I know that I can't be healthy in a relationship with them. So yeah, it's like if I like mentally it would hurt me more, but it's like either way it's painful, right? So it's like I knew that the pain that I had to have was having them not in my life versus dealing with them being in my life but being the way that they are. So it's like that's a hard decision to make. It's interesting because I feel also alone in that, where I don't know a lot of people that are kind of in that weird, like this kind of weird spot that we are. I know a lot of people that talk about it in different degrees, but yeah, so I think that's where the whole like no contact versus like working like conflict resolution is really interesting. But we're also in a time, generally speaking, globally, where we don't want to tolerate disrespect at all anymore. So yes, I do, absolutely. Aw, I'm so happy. I knew exactly who you were. I was like, yeah, Pisces. Melissa, my fellow Pisces. It was July 19th last year. He passed during Leo seasons. Was he a Leo as well? Were you saying that he was a Leo? Because he had Leo energy. I remember, like, I can tap right back into the visual of him running down the beach shirtless in his lifeguard uniform. Like, he had like the golden retriever energy, freckles, shaggier hair, that kind of vibe. And it's funny because like there's a lot like high rocks on the beach is how I picture too. Oh, Scorpio, that's right, he was a Scorpio, but Leo season makes sense. It's so funny because I see him as so like jovial and happy that it's like dog energy. How bossy. Yeah. Scorpios are known to be bossy. It's true. I love that though. Yeah, because his birthday was a day apart from my mom's. I think he was November 19th or 21st. My mom was the 20th. Yeah, and we can't talk about this freely, or we can talk with really selective people about these topics. Absolutely. I think like at least culturally for me in the US and the type of person I am, like being from the Northeast, like we're a much more like outspoken version of Americans in that way, where we just say it like out loud. So, and I have a lot of Scorpio, so that also helps too. Shout out to Travis. But yeah, I feel a lot of that, like there's more transparency. Yeah. Like a Leo, he was so happy. Yes, November 19th. Yes. That's a good part about Scorpio. They say that Scorpio energy tends to hold grudges, but the good part about it is like we don't forget anything. So it's like these types of things, having that, hi Jax, how are you? These types, yes, my usual Monday 1 to 3. I actually hopped on a little bit earlier today. But I was just talking to Melissa about I channeled her friend Travis that passed away last July. And then I was talking to Vasu about compartmentalizing parents and complicated relationships with our family. I think, even with family, it's like remembering that like we're all individuals and we're just seeing how much of the world is like your family is who you make it. So, whoever you can find in community, like I've had more of a transparent conversation with you as Vasu than I have with some of my aunts and uncles. So you and I have had a better conversation now that got deeper than some of my relatives, right? And remembering like, oh wow, like that's the beauty of what the internet can be used for, is like having people that understand us, or finding our people that understand us in a way that the people that we were raised that were supposed to understand us maybe didn't, or like, finding people that have similar beliefs. But it's a shame because in a lot of spaces too, it's also been used for people to fight instead of see like the beauty and the differences. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I understand the zodiac or sun signs, but like the fun idea or logic about it, but it sounds, I love it. I mean, it falls into the category of like when you grow up being misunderstood by your family, like statistically children of people who feel like children who felt misunderstood growing up, like we seek to understand. Like I love human psychology and anything under the sun in that way, like human design, astrology, and it just helps me to like relate to people in more of a like objective way, other than trying to like I never liked people doing that to me, right? And being like, well, this is who you are and this is what I think. And I'm like, no, but I don't resonate with that. And I didn't have the languaging, as a teenager to defend myself. So for me, it was important for me to kind of have that journey of self-discovery. And I was just saying this because I had somebody that was trolling me over on TikTok when I was doing live readings for people this week. And, they were like, you seem like this and you seem like that. And I said, like, when you know yourself and you spend time getting to know yourself, if somebody told you that your skin is bright blue, like my sweater, but you know yourself and you know that your skin isn't bright blue, it builds up that level of confidence where something that somebody else says to you that's potentially negative, they can't throw you, and that confidence has been coming up a lot, and talking about confidence in that way. So I'll probably make some more content about that as well. Yeah, Tuesday morning. Yes, hello from the future. Or hello to the future, yes. I had some session with a psychologist. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I always say, like, I am I see a therapist too, just to keep me like on my game. Cause like, as somebody who helps people so much in a spiritual sense, like a therapist is helpful for me as kind of like a life coach, that I have my own version of me to keep my mind sharp and to make sure that I could hold the weight of the world sustainably in my variation of it. But yeah, I'm pro psychology, and also like that psychology therapy vein with astrology has helped me a lot. Oh, 21st of May. Yeah, you're like Taurus Gemini. Yes. A little bit of both, but I don't understand enough about it. I never educated myself about it either. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I could slowly help you learn too. Yeah, you strike me as more Gemini because you're able to articulate yourself really well. Not that Taurus people can't, but Gemini, what I was saying earlier, Taurus and Libra are ruled by the planet Venus. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So like you and I feeling like chatty and having that kindred spirit, Gemini and Pisces are both what's called mutable signs. So we have that similarity there too. Yes, I agree. Yeah, for me, sometimes therapists are a hit or miss. Sometimes it's really helpful. Sometimes it's not, the other end of the band where it backfires. Yeah. And that's where it's like dating, right? Like, you like people, but you have to figure out like what type of person, like, how do I refine who's actually going to help me? Yeah. Grieving. I love that. Well, especially such a sudden loss is so challenging. Like when you don't expect it, it's like, especially somebody like Travis who had so much life in them, you're like, but you're not supposed to be gone. Like, what do you mean that Travis is gone? Like, not Travis. Like, Travis died suddenly? Like, what are you talking about? Like, somebody who like there are people who, are younger and they maybe feel like they've given up on life, or, like those types of things. It's like somebody who has that much vitality to them and is so like fun loving and funny in that way. It's like, it doesn't make sense when people like that pass so unexpectedly. It's different, like, because we just automatically assume that everyone's going to pass from old age, but as we know, that doesn't always happen. So it's a really weird place to be. I don't have an answer for why that happens, but it's almost like being somebody that is so happy, it's like they serve their purpose so quickly. I don't know, it's the way that I, at least in the grief of losing people or having lost people young in my life, that's the way that I've learned to cope with a variation of it, at least. But yeah, I'm glad it helped. Yeah, I love do analogies like that. That's like the teaching metaphors that I always do. Look at my dual monitor here. But yeah, I like to teach wherever I can. Do some exporting to my external hard drive to make some room. Oh, I love that. That's so great. My gamer name is Metaphor. I love that. With Discord, yeah, I'm not on Discord as much. It is. I love that. I love like the plan words. It's also, again, more Gemini leaning too. Metaphors for life. only had a very short time to spend with him, like hours. Yeah, I can hear him saying to me, Brenda's very pretty. Oh, I love that. He has a crush on me. I know, he has that very, like, I feel like he was just very conventionally attractive. And any time of, like Scorpio, I just have such, like, a kindred, like, connection with Scorpio, because him and I have sun moon synastry. So when you have that, like, my sun sign is Pisces, my husband is a Pisces moon, that's a very romantic kind of placement. Even in its platonic friendships, it creates a little bit of a romantic feeling to it, or just like a, like, feeling like emotionally understood. But thank you Travis. I always say, like, it's like, to me, like, I can talk to him as if he's still alive, right? So I remember that's what we were saying. I was saying last time, like, all of my ancestors, we always laugh together, because I'm like, I talk to my grandmothers as if they're still here. Like, I feel that, like, that connection to them. And it was just actually 2 days ago, it was the anniversary. I never knew my grandfather, but he was an Aries sun. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. And he died like 7 years before I was born. And it was his mom that was actually supposed to come over on the Titanic. No. On my mom's side? Hold on. It was my mom's side. But long story short, it was the anniversary. Both my grandmother and my grandfather, from each, respectively, my mom and dad's sides, passed in January. So it's just interesting. Yeah, inside and out. Yeah. Absolutely. Any good books or resources on your channel or anywhere else if I were to start Sun Signs 101? Oh, so I actually wanted to do, and thank you for saying this again, like a Sun Sign 101 series. So I will do that, but I do like, let's see if it's over here. There's a book that I have, and it's literally called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. So I recommend that. I don't know if she has a 101 series, but Molly McCord is another really good astrologer. And then I like Pam Gregory as well. Yeah, exactly. That I can get, you can just get off Amazon. The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. So I like that. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that's, like, good, beginner friendly. And then just any Googling, or, like, just kind of familiarizing yourself. I always say get to know your sun sign first, because you can apply it. Oh, it's a good idea. Yeah. You can apply it, and then once you know yourself, it becomes easier to read, like, okay, what is my mom? What is my best friend, my wife, whoever. It becomes easier. On news night at 12 o'clock, I wish him Happy New Year. Oh, went outside and took some photos of the fireworks he sent me. A love heart in the sky. Oh my God, yes, absolutely. I think there's a way that so on my YouTube channel, I have a post section, like it actually, like, and I think you can comment pictures back there, but I do have an email that's only for my YouTube channel. So if you go onto my profile, there is a way to get an email to send me a picture, if you'd like to. So that's a way that you can show me it too. I do too. Yeah, storage space. Yeah. Yes, I understand. I know I need to get bookshelves. I actually, in my office here, I have a stack there. It's my little sitting section. That's what I'm looking at now too. But yeah, I have books in different piles all over the house. Look at that. That serves as a table for my coffee when I'm also reading there too. Let me flip this guy over again. Thank you. Yeah, I love it's very Libra, right? I have my pink velvet couch. So I have a nice setup, but I also have so much that I still want to do. I love, like, design of any kind, like human design, which is the astrological system that I use, interior design, fashion design. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid. But I have a lot that I want to do. excuse me. If I were to choose to live in a house of my choice, it would have just one room, a library with a tiny toilet. I love that. I love that. Kitty party. Is my cat here? I don't know what that is. Kitty party, I don't know. But I have my furry cat who's here somewhere. I think he went upstairs to get a little bit more warm. It's a little chilly because of the door right here, for him at least. I have all my heat on. But yeah, I love that. I love during COVID times, they had that what room would you choose? Those kinds of posts. They sometimes still have it on here on YouTube, but yeah, I love that kind of picking and choosing what bedroom you would hibernate in. Yeah, middle age. Oh no, I've never done that. Group of women have a small party at home, only women. Oh yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I usually will only have I'm more of if I have a party, it's usually co-ed, men and women combined. We host New Year's every year, so we had a bunch of other couples that came over. But usually when I have girlfriends come over, it'll just be me and one other girlfriend, because I'm so even when in a group, if I'm hosting, I usually will talk most to one person at a time. So it's easier for me because I like to go a little bit deeper into conversation, as you guys could tell. But yeah, that more so I'll have one of my girlfriends over at a time. And I'm also truly, even though I'm extroverted online here, because I see this as a part of work too, I am more introverted. So when I'm home, especially now, it's also harder for people to travel in the winter time, because I live in the mountain, more of a mountain suburban area. So I'm not as close to too many of my friends. Everything requires you need a car to live here for sure. Not as much of a walkable city. So that changes things during the weather. Okay, let me pause here for a second. TikTok. Okay, let me do. Yeah, I have the same problem. Yeah, after a while, I can't do superficial talk. As you can tell, I get on your live and should have asked tough questions. Yeah, and to me, it's so funny because obviously I don't register them as tough questions. I'm this is this is what we just talk about. That's kind of my aura or my energy is I'm what's the, small talk is nice and being able to touch base, but I'm what else is, what's the real stuff that people are going through? It's very, taboo for a lot of people too. So, oh yeah, I'll double check. Yeah, let me see. Viewer posts. Okay, turn on my community. Now viewers can post and discuss in one space. Okay, so I just made it available where you would be able to comment. Let me see, does it say comment? No, it's just a normal comment. But I did turn on the community space. I don't see it. But maybe it takes a little bit of time. Maybe it's on your post on your page, potentially. Let me see. I can... I do cook by myself and do laundry. I'm a housewifey. I don't have help in that way. In the future, that's what I would love to work up to, but I do it all myself. cute. Let's see. I wanted to see if I could try to find. I love wine and champagne. Beer is okay, but it's not my favorite. You have books to read and some music. I live in the mountain. Yes, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sleep well. It was so nice to see you. As always, I'll see you tomorrow if you're around or at some point later this week. But have a beautiful rest of the day. Let's see if I'm trying to see if it'll let me see it, but I don't think I can. I wish I could copy. I'm trying to make sure I'm putting in your username correctly, but I don't think it's going to come up. Maybe it's that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it. You posted it on your page. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. Wow, and so bright and sparkly. And it's funny because that's also like the way that I picture his like freckles. Like that kind of like, aw. I'm going to comment on it. I love this. That's so sweet. I love that. Yeah. I am not a good singer. That's very generous of you to think that, but I am not. I used to work in music, but in New York in the art space. So I was in arts and music, like a talent manager, but I cannot sing. I have an ear for trends, but I can't do it myself. I knew to stay behind the scenes in that variation. How about for you? Do you like to sing? So we're going to do a little bit. Answered social media comments. That was on my to-do list to get back to people today. To. I want to check my availability for somebody who asked for a reading this week. Do you love Tiffany Diamonds? My mom is a great friend. Yeah, they are really beautiful. People say in the States, lots of haunted places are there. Yes, there are. Where I grew up so there's a below New York, and some people know of New Jersey, some people don't, but I grew up in a state called New Jersey. And forgive me if you're familiar with it, but not everybody is. And so that isn't from here. And so because there was so much history on the East Coast of the U.S., because so many people immigrated through here and then went over to the West Coast, there's just a lot of old, like the old architecture here, is 300 years old is old here. Obviously, in your corners of the world, there's, thousands of years old places in existence. But yeah, it's definitely very, like, the land is very charged here. There's a show that I really like that talks about some of the haunted places in America called Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. And I recommend watching it if you like watching like stuff about scary stuff, ghost stuff, haunted places. But yeah, I have a couple like creepy ghost stories I can share at some point if you guys want to hear them. What you doing, mister? So funny. Look at his little... That's what he likes to do, to look outside. I'm sorry I exposed you. Excuse me. Over again too. I'm gonna write my Substack article for tomorrow. Oh, Stranger Things! I love that, yeah. Yeah, I love it, though. I have a big dream of my private jet flying over New York City skyline. Yeah! I actually never saw 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, I'm watching Stranger Things. I love it. I hope you enjoy it. Do I wish the ending went differently? Yes. But am I happy, like, with the show overall? Also, yes. Hi, Cassandra. How are you? Aw, likewise. Thank you, Tarun. I appreciate that. I'm glad the internet connected us in our corners of the world. Cassandra, I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, have you ever seen... No, I actually do have sari fabric in my office. Hold on. So this fabric is about, how old am I? Whatever 32 minus 18 is. But, or no, whatever, like half my age. But I bought this. It needs to be cleaned and organized. But I bought this fabric because I thought it was really beautiful from Joann Fabrics, which is a fabric store. And so I want to do something with them. But I don't know, like I haven't had a reason to actually wear a sari, or like any special like Indian wedding or anything like that. But I do have a friend, Dev, that is Indian. So if and when the time comes, she'll have a traditional wedding. She will be the person. But I want to do something with these, like, and I just ordered a mannequin. My husband ordered me a clothing mannequin so that I could start sewing again. So Cassandra, I was saying before you hopped on today that on some of these lives, I'll do some sewing. So yeah, I just feel like the colors, like that pink is so pretty. And then obviously, the blue is like that's more my color palette. So yeah, we're snowed in. We got 2 feet about. So I was showing before. How about for you? It's hard to see. It doesn't look that crazy, but it's pretty high for where it usually is. That's my outside right now. Oops. Aw, hold on. I'm gonna go upstairs because I feed the deer and there's a couple deer outside. Yeah, aw, thank you. Yes. I know we have to be careful in the US because unless I have a place to wear it, they're beautiful, but I don't want to be appropriating anybody. The cultural respect versus appropriation is important, but I will be right back down. Hold that thought. Okay, thank you guys. I'll have to show you. I'll have to find a picture of them because there's a few cute ones that I have. And them eating outside. How fun. Few projects, yeah, that's so exciting. I know, I miss being like more creative. Like, I am creative, but doing an actual project that I can see the completion of it, and taking my time to like sew something new. Yeah, that's so funny. We swapped with you having this, or me having the snow, but you not having the snow. I haven't tried that ice cream. I've heard of milk cake, but I haven't had it either. I like anything with chocolate. I'm a big chocolate person. But I switch like what I have. I've been enjoying, this is just trail mix, but coconut cake. So coconut, ironically, has been the flavor. Mm-hmm. The Dubai pistachio is amazing. I love that. I haven't even seen Avatar 1. I hate to say it, but I haven't. Yeah, I'm bad with that. Perfume, yeah. Oh, wow. But you are 5K US dollars? I actually have a pistachio scented, smelling perfume that my husband got for me for my 30th upstairs. I like Jo Malone fragrances a lot, but they don't stick very long. Yeah. I have the frangipani flower one, and then I wear that, like, I'm wearing it today actually, but I like the deeper cologne is the Tuberose Angelica. That one I love, and I wear that a lot. Join us, mister. I don't have anything good in there anymore. I'm sorry. I ate it all. Yeah, and love ice cream and pizza. It's true. Or it's because, like, American food doesn't really exist. Like, what? Like, pizza is actually Italian. Like, we don't have, like, anything like that is American as we know it now. There's, like, you know, Native Americans, or that technically would be like native food, but, like, we don't really have everything that we have that's classified as American comes from somewhere else. But for that reason, I like that we can get a lot of different foods here. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Native Americans, Indigenous Hawaiians is, like, the proper term, I think. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, if you think, I think if you think of what people like Paula Deen cook, you might be able to think of something. That's true. That's true. Like pecan pie, cornbread, but cornbread, even so, is Native American. What else? Sweet potatoes, right? Like sweet potato casserole. I feel like casseroles are very American. Yeah, no. I think the first one, it should be out. Yeah, Booty. I know he always likes to do a little smell. He's trying to figure out where he wants to get cozy with his mommy. My baby boy. I forget what I was gonna say. But yeah, I think that's true. Hi, Tiana. How are you? Biscuits and gravy? Thank you. That's true. Biscuits and gravy. I actually ate at her restaurant in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and the food was really good. It's so funny because I was talking to my husband and I was thinking of Emeril Lagasse. Do you remember his TV show? And you'd always go, bam. Like, my husband's like, I have no idea who you're talking about. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so it's not gonna... Sydney Sweeney's a big national crush. No, yeah. I'm not surprised at all. She's like anyone that's like blonde with blue eyes and, very feminine curves is not pretty stereotypical. Hello. Yes, happy Moon Day. But Bollywood films I didn't know. I actually don't really watch Bollywood films. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. A good place to start. The only one I really know is in the US is Priyanka Chopra. She's married to one of the Jonas Brothers, who's like a big American band that you're probably familiar with. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeding my hot digestion. I love Tiny Diva and I want to know about hot digestion a bit. Oh yeah, I have it too. Yeah, so it's eating things room temperature or above, or when you are eating something cool, it's better it's like an Ayurveda. I forget if it's pitta or what the proper digestion terminology is in Ayurveda, but eating things that are room temperature or above. Because like I can drink iced coffee as a hot foods person, but for me, like unless I'm literally like in front of a fireplace or like if I'm overheated from working out, but even my water, like I don't really put ice in it, things like that. Excuse me. But that kind of stuff is important, like making sure you're always warm. If I'm cold, I'm literally sitting on a heated blanket right now with a small space heater pointed to my feet and then my big space heater on, even though the heat is on. So it's like, even if it's remotely cold, like my brain literally freezes. But yeah, hot foods is like room temperature or above. Or if she's warm, she may gravitate towards, because she's a toddler, right? So like she may gravitate towards things that can cool her down if she's overheated. Jab talk. Okay. Tom Cruise of Bollywood? I love it. Wait, okay. So I can go back on an hour and 115 minute mark. I'll go back and I'll have that in the live chat replay. So thank you. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for the recommendation. It was crazy having TikTok down last night, wasn't it? I posted there first, and then I was like, well, more incentive for me to also be on YouTube even more so. I went to a handful of people's pages. I went to Deanna's page. You're one of them too. I was like, okay, because now we can see each other's posts, but the metrics are off, and then it says that you're not, like, certain people aren't following you or not following you back. So it's like still a little weird. She tends to be warm, especially at night. Thank you. Yeah, she definitely loves hot foods. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. You're like, it needs 30 seconds to cool off. I love that. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Like, digestion isn't something that has to be, like, super complex. So, you know, like, just being warm, making sure she's warm. When I was a kid, I used to also run really warm at night. And then as I got older, and just as my body's changed, hormones, all that kind of stuff, I started to run cooler. So having to be, and I sit a lot, right? So like sitting a lot now doesn't help. Whereas a kid, like, we're theoretically more active and doing things like that, bouncing around. The only videos on TikTok say 0. Yeah, I'm trying to let it be. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I love that. I love that. Like, what feels successful? I love that. I am not single by any chance. I got married this year. American weddings, it depends on what type of wedding, but the average American wedding, I think they say is like 35,000 US dollars. But yeah. Yeah, another HD reader said as a generator, she would wear me out. And at times I do see it. She can stay up all night if I don't intentionally. Oh, yes. Down or ground the energy. Yeah, like to be able to ground it. Yeah, it's easy because it's like she can keep going, whereas you're like, okay, like mommy needs to rest, but it'll also be good because you can teach her how to understand her bodily cues for when it's like enough, like having good boundaries with that. You know, it's just like too much of any type of energy is never good. Just like too much resting is never good for us, like too much bouncing around. But finding ways to temper that is important. Too. I'm just gonna finish this Substack post and then I'll take a peek back at the comments. Alrighty, the Substack is done. I really love collage. I actually have some artwork that I made throughout my house with collage. So I did a little Canva variation of that to zhuzh up our Substack space. I enjoyed the week ahead very much. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I thought about how I was a kid. I loved when I could help people learn, like a teacher. I love that. Okay, so, and that's data to small intentional groups. So like really vetting like 3 to 5 people per Zoom or something like that. Excuse me. Teaching topics that I understand well to open-minded or like-minded people. Thank you for the memory. Yeah, also I need to actually do something about that. Yes, I love that. Yes, like who do you want to teach and who's like even like the people that you could go back to that you read their chart and ask them, like see if you have like because you kind of have that little energetic invitation already. Like if you came to me and asked me something, I already know you as a projector, you're in my orbit, we have a relationship. So it's like saying like, hey, something casual like do you want to join my Zoom? This is when it's going to be. Like would love to have a part of like for you to be a part of our study group, something like that could be too. Yeah, 35K does in wedding gold is given in diamonds in India. Oh yeah. Some people marry in the church with the Pope and 2 garlands and a kiss. Yeah, exactly. It's done in 1K. We did a version of that too. We did a simpler version. I'll make a video about our wedding sooner than later, but it's just taken forever for us to get photos and stuff back. So once I actually have some video footage and things like that, I'll be able to finally put it together. Oh, yay. Okay, cool. Yes. Let me see. Okay. I love this. Okay, I'm just reading. Yeah, okay, so Bren, I have a potential birth chart. To read. I'm pondering on the best strategy for this situation. She said she doesn't understand her birth chart. I find it cringe to ask her for a reading and then expecting her to pay. I offered. This rising, I battled with self-doubt, thinking how I can read birth charts without experience. You have more experience than you give yourself credit for, Deanna. And remember, like somebody who's starting off at a basic level, where to, like, they don't even care to figure out where they can start looking. For them, it's already easier that in and of itself alone, you're providing them the legwork, like you're doing the legwork for them to put it all together and share the information. Just because you can't recall it automatically off the top of your head doesn't mean that you still can't charge for a service. Like if I think of like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of an example, but like it's okay to just like, yeah, I could clean my own house, but if I want to pay somebody to do it for me, that doesn't mean that their service is worthless, right? Like they're still paying for your time. So I think even seeing it that way when you're starting off is a good way to flex that muscle of confidence. And I love like just her message. She sounds so sweet. Yeah, more dealing with grief and emotional struggles. So that already kind of tells you the context of the reading too. And when you said, yeah. There was what part? Oh, I find it cringe to ask for a reading and then expecting her to pay. I offered, yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, birth chart basics are my jam, especially working with emotional empowerment. We could set something up if you're interested. And I think that's fine. Like, leave it at that. And then like, that's where, like if you put, like Cash App or like, especially getting started, like you don't necessarily have to sleep on something like Cash App and putting a Cash App link. Like, I think as, you're creating like a website and a funnel and things like that, and we get to that stage, it's like different levels of like updating the tech. But to start off too, like I would just accept Venmo and Cash App, you know, PayPal kind of like payments, things like that, until I was ready to kind of, you know, move up, so to speak. Yeah, I love what you said. I feel like just making it easy. Making it easy for her to kind of like figure out where the next step is to go, or even for you to kind of have like, after, if people want to book with you, what portal feels easiest too. Sorry, I'm being pushed over to the side by my furry baby here. I'm just writing down a couple notes with practice. So funny, my little munchkin. I know you want, hey, let me do this. I'm gonna push you up. Let me put that wire down. He's gonna move anyway. Yes, Etsy too. Yeah, sorry I did an Irish goodbye. Oh, don't worry about it. I hope you weren't talking to me. No, you're totally fine. Listen, I am Irish. I Irish goodbye all the time. I never say goodbye in a live, like, so don't feel like it's necessary. And YouTube doesn't tell me when you join, so if I can only see who's here by the comments. What was I gonna say? You do have to send something digitally. Yeah, because this person's coming from TikTok specifically, so it's more so about like with Deanna's a projector, so like the invitation is kind of already energetically open for there to be somebody who's like, oh, like she sees like, oh, I'm following you, I found my twin, thinking about going back to school, there's more dealing with grief, blah blah blah, like kind of where that's going, where we're going with that. Hi Jenny, welcome. Are you my Jenny from TikTok? Jenny from the block, Jenny from TikTok? I'm just making sure that I'm cross-referencing the right people. And I will in a minute, Tarun. I just want to help Deanna because she's a paying member of my community, so I want to help her first. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hi, hello, welcome to our YouTube space. Hello. But I like Etsy. Just I love that idea. Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to make sure I wrap my head around it the right way. Less is more, and you don't have to share every single detail that will be overwhelming to you both. 1 to 3 main points that you know will make a large impact is enough for you both to walk away with feeling good about the reading. And then 3, yeah, I like set up Calendly, and in your bio write something that lets people know they use the link to book with you. Like if you go, Deanna, to my TikTok bio, I have like a downward pointing emoji hand that says like book for a reading. I would do something like that. So that way, when she responds, you could say something like, okay, great, like take a look at my calendar to see what works for you. And then she'll see that it's like a paid reading, and then go from there. But the more that you talk about something consistently, the more people know what they're there for. Like, people know that they can come to me as somebody who's an expert in human design or just strategy in general by listening. Nice here. Here's you're so sweet. Oh, I'm happy to help you. Thank you. But yeah, likewise. So we're just helping people to see your halo too, adjusting the crown appropriately. But yeah, I think just having something that makes that'll be a little bit easier. I just wrote that down in our chat, so you have that to refer back to. But it's just great, and it's like, see how like just as your nervous system gets a little more acclimated with it, and then you're expanding into it, and then like there's more of these comments that are kind of coming through, and the more you post about astrology, the more people will see. The more people will see that like they know that they can come to you for that. And that's what I was saying on the Ask Me Anything call, or the business audit call that we just did with Nicole. That like you should almost be annoying. Like you should annoy yourself because people are hearing you, or like you're competing with all these other people simultaneously in the For You page. So I'll pause there. Let me know if there's any other questions for that too, and I can respond back in Patreon. In America, weddings, is it good or diamonds, which is given more elaborate? So in America, for wedding gifts, there's not the same ritual of like gold and like adorning the couple with different things. I know there's like more steps in traditional Indian weddings, and they're like days long, or there's like multiple festivities. Whereas in America, it's more common to just give the couple money. Like you put money in an envelope and a card, and that usually, and the rule is that like whatever you think the cost was for you to go to the wedding, like if you think it was like $150 per person, you would give that back to the couple, at least. Yeah. I just said I want people that want to help with their charts and nothing else. Yeah, also being an 11th grade speaker. Yes, exactly. It was a great tip. Yes. 11 years old. Even 11th grade is still high. But it's true. And it sounds so silly to say, but like think about like my metaphor analogy with like talking about generators and manifesting generators and the That's So Raven example. Like that alone just really like highlights it for people in a way where they can understand a visual of it. I get because the people that are attracted to connecting with me usually are very creative people. So like if I can paint a visual picture for something that I know is like a pop culture reference, like I know at least for my clients, like that is helpful. But I do have people, like generally speaking, that are a little bit more well-versed in astrology or human design. So they like kind of are already like, there's a certain level of vocabulary there too. But yeah, 11 years old is helpful even more so because you're like, okay, this is simple. And then it's not like, because people, like I always say, you have to, even online, like if I go out to my neighbors right now, like they're lucky if they know their sun sign. Like even in this live today, like when people comment their sun sign, not a lot, we're in that vortex, but there's, your market is for you, I think specifically, Deanna, is to connect with people that really don't know more than their birthday. Like and maybe they're lucky if they know that or their birth time, right? So like when you have that kind of connection to understanding who you're reaching, it'll help your message to be a little bit easier too. But I love that because it's like this exactly the point still stands the same. It's just the specificity of the point. But like simple is always going to be best. Simplify. Let me know if you have any other follow-up questions set to Deanna. Right, I know only one lady in real life that knows all of her placements. Yeah, and her kid's and the only one interested in talking about it. Exactly. I love that. A lot of people say, I think I'm a, yeah, exactly. I think I'm a Pisces. I think I'm a this. I love that. And that's good. Thank you for sharing that, because that's good intel for Deanna too. Like we were talking about, the vocabulary of like you're so much more than your sun sign, which she used today, which I love to see. I love the implementation. And it's like even that, like, I think I'm a Pisces, like I think so you think you're an Aries. That's like the show So You Think You Can Dance. I don't know if that's even still on anymore, but that kind of energy. So you think you can dance? Yeah, my mind is going a mile a minute. Yeah, of course. Listen, I say these with my readings too. Like, it's a reading, and this is helpful for you to keep in mind. It's a reading or a conversation, not the only one we'll ever have. So that also helps, where it's like, okay, bite-sized pieces, like slow and steady. This is that Aries energy that we're talking about too. Like, oh, I want to go out and do all these things, and then we're like, okay, but we also have to remember that, like, even though I don't feel human, I need to be human. And that can be annoying sometimes, but here we are. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I would say, yeah, I'm thinking about the price. I don't mind it being low at first, about $15 for a 40-minute Zoom session, 1 or 2 days a week. Sound good? Yeah, I feel like I would leave that up to like your nervous system, like because it's 40 minutes for the Zoom stop, right? Um, yeah, I think like, keeping it simple, like maybe even do it because let me read what you said. $50 for 40-minute Zoom session, 1 or 2 days a week. I think like if it was $15 per session, is fine because that's what I do for my like 10-minute readings on TikTok. So anything along those lines that makes you feel like, okay, this feels good. But whatever you feel like you're getting comfortable telling people that things cost money. It's flexing that muscle of what you can do that's not going to send your nervous system into overdrive. And that's where like so many, I've never met or heard of somebody who's in the spiritual entrepreneurial space that tells people that. I think because like they want people to like make a return on their investment really quickly. But for a lot of my people, I feel like we all grew up in very like traumatized situations, or just like energetically challenging circumstances when it comes to charging what you're worth and things like that too. So like that takes like time to unlock, or just to kind of work with, but it doesn't take as long as you think that it does. So I feel like that's completely fair. And just allowing yourself to like have whatever you can do that makes you feel like you're not gonna like freak out because it's already a little freaky anyway. But I feel like just having that not stressing yourself out with that. Money stuff. Yeah, exactly. Do you know how I can search Patreon for that session where yes. So if you go to, it's okay, hold on. I know for a fact that there's a search, like a little search icon. Let me look at this. Hold on, Patreon. I have to look at it from like your point of view. Paid member. Okay. So I'm trying to see if it's our dashboard or... Okay. So on the dashboard, there's that search post feature. Let me see. I think... Yeah, if you type in Calendly... bunch of things that come up. I wish that's the one thing about Patreon. I'm like, I need to figure out how to make like better buckets for organizing. The first thing I'll say though is making sure that you have a Gmail account, because you can connect your Gmail calendar, your Google Calendar, with Calendly. I don't know what whale show is. I've never heard of that. Oh, is that like SeaWorld? Like out the one that it's like where the whales are outside in the water? I'll look it up now that I searched, but it's not coming up. Do you know the title? I honestly don't remember what the title was. I'll do a little reconnaissance mission together. I honestly want to say it was like the very beginning of when you joined too. But this is helpful because it'll help me think about how I can organize, maybe do some tags. I'm scrolling through the library right now. How to protect your image. Okay, so that was before that. How to create an efficient routine and system as a projector. Oh, yeah. So Janie, you joined, it's almost your 1 year anniversary. February 13th. That's crazy, actually crazy. SeaWorld, yeah. It's neither. Gold and diamonds isn't really something that Americans like gift people for weddings. Like it's more so like crystal, if anything, but like weddings are so different now in the US. Because there's a video and it's paid members only. I know, isn't that crazy? It feels like 6 months ago. Yeah. Like, oh, you've been there, but like not a year. That's so insane. Yeah, thank you. I know, I feel that too. It's like nice to be in spaces that like the support is there. October. I may have found, nope, maybe not. Hold on.
Projectors. I wanted to make a custom video for you guys, just to elaborate. Don't make something.
Okay, that's not it. Okay. Is it the end of this video? Yeah, I don't know what, I swore in the actual description I would have put Calendly, but it's not coming up under any of the videos, which is weird. Well, here's what we'll do in the meantime, Deanna. While you are, yeah, we said hi, Josh. How are you? When you go to sign up for Calendly, if you have any issues, just send me a message in Patreon, and then whatever stuck point you're at, I can help you. That way. I wonder if there's maybe there's a quick like YouTube tutorial. But at least the Gmail thing is the main thing that I would say. Make sure you have a Gmail account. Yeah. Oh, April 2025. Okay, there you go. Okay, so that actually leads me to believe that that was a training then for April. Productivity timer, April training, how to optimize your schedule as a projector, bonus video. I wonder. Yeah, it must have been sometime around that time, but for the sake of time, so you can feel empowered in doing it today, I'm going to send you the 2026 version, because even so, it's actually updated since then, so there may be some things that won't work, but I'm going to send you the link for this video that I just found to help you, Deanna. It's kind of like a side-by-side guide. Okay, there you go. I just DM'd it to you on Patreon, so the 2026 version of how to use Calendly is there. Do you think using the one that has my first and middle name will be bad for business email? I mean, even so for mine, like I have two, so my Calendly originally, for when I used it, I just used it always, and it's actually not my current business email, but I still check it because it blocks off my calendar. I remember both calendars for both Gmails, but yeah, I think whatever, you don't have to feel, I think your first name and middle name is fine. I just use my email now, which I won't say out loud just for the sake of, because I don't know who's here and who's listening, but I only use my email now because it connects to my website. So having that be my yeah, it makes it easier now that way, because I pay for like the domain for my brennakeely.com. And people, like, as long as you check the email to, like, whatever one you feel comfortable checking to, like, see when you book people, that's the one that I would use. I can't believe it's 3 o'clock already. The day went so fast. But let me know if there's any other questions of that too. And every temple, holy places in India, there's a $1 billion gold. Oh wow, that's amazing. In the vault. That's crazy. Yeah, I would have never known. That's pretty cool. Hi, Anne. Welcome back. Okay, no, I want to make sure that I wasn't missing anybody's comments here. Turn the music back on in a second. I just have to listen to my video for the day. On the topic of time going by fast, my littlest baby is taking dental school admissions test today. Oh, sending all the good energy, hopefully to pass. I love that. I love that. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Aw, that's so exciting for her. And it's nice because I feel like there's so many people that make sure I spelled January correctly. Like we need more dental hygienists too. And it's a good stable field to get into. People are always going to have teeth at least. We know that. hello. Welcome, Polash. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I just realized this guy didn't go in. Let's see. There we go. One of my friends, actually, Gina, is a dental hygienist, and she loves it. It's like the perks of being in the medical field without like all the chaos that comes with like being an ER nurse, for example. Oh, a dentist. Oh, that's amazing. That's so great. Congratulations. Yeah, that shows how my brain, because of my friend Gina, went right to dental hygienist. I don't have any dentist friends, but dental hygienist friends. That's awesome. How many languages did you speak? So I speak English, a little Spanish and French, but not fluently for the latter. Just English being my first language. And I'm sorry, Nicole. I didn't mean to. I hope I didn't insult you. My brain power is low, so I'm like, don't. I don't want to be. Oh, only women are dental hygienists and men are dentists. Yeah. That's true. Yes. Well, she'll make a good return on her investment. Oh, that's so cool. Not Spanish, but no French. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, j'ai étudié français pour 5 ans dans l'école. Je suis désolée. That's as much as I can carry on. That's amazing though. Japanese, like my brain, it's like a whole different set of language tools after the Romance languages. Okay, guys, I am actually going to hop off for the afternoon. I have a call that I have to get on in about a little less than a half hour. So I'm going to do that. And then I will be back on tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I am awake and up and at 'em enough and I'm not filming tomorrow afternoon before 1 o'clock, I'll get on a little bit earlier. But thank you guys for being here with me today. Kardik, it was nice to meet you. I went to school with the Kardik actually in high school. But thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Deanna. Thank Vasu, who is here, Tarun, who is here. I appreciate you all for being engaging and chatting with me as we get some work done together. But I'm sending you all my love, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your afternoon. Bye, Deanna. And we'll message me a Patreon for those of you who have me there. I'll see you tomorrow.